Welcome friends. In this video, we'll set up a new Flutter project. In past few videos, I've shown you how to set up the Flutter environment. I gave a brief preview of the restaurant management app, what we are going to build in this tutorial, and I also gave a tour on the Dot programming language. In my opinion, Dot fundamentals are essential to learn Flutter or before you start building your application in Flutter. So please check out my Learn Dot in 1 hour video if you haven't done that already. And please keep in mind that knowing Dot fundamental will help you build and deliver a great quality product. Okay, so let's get it started. Now, first thing you have to do, open a VS Code or any code editor of your choice, create a new project. Inside your VS Code editor, type Control P and type the command Flutter new project. Now it will ask you the name of the new project. Please keep in mind that project name cannot contain the capital letters and the dash characters. If you must use a long name, you can use underscore to separate the words. Like in this case, my project name is food code, so I'm going to name it as a food underscore code. After giving a name to your project, Flutter will ask you where you want to save this project. So please give the path to working directory where you want to keep all your project at. And now Flutter will start creating all the necessary files and it will create a bare bones structure for your app. This step may take few minutes, so I'll pause or I'm going to fast forward my recording here and resume once Flutter finish creating this project. All right, so now my Flutter come back with the log after creating a new project. I recommend you should take a minute to review the log, like what files Flutter project has created for you and what are the separate directories for iOS, Android, and the files to store the project in dependencies. Information like pubspec.yaml file, readme, etc. So it will give you the information on what required dependencies are missing or already installed inside your IDE working environment. So for this project, my main focus is to build this app for the web. So I'm going to skip Xcode and Android Studio installation, which are required just in case if you are building your app for iOS or Android. But again, using Flutter is a single code base. So you should be able to reuse the same code base for iOS, Android with little or very minimal changes. All right, since my project is set, I want to take this opportunity and walk you through the Flutter directory structure. I want to mention here that if you're coming from the web development background, and if you have worked on technologies like Apache Cordova, Adobe PhoneGap, Ionic Capacitor, Native Script, or Xamarin, this setup will look very, very familiar to you. You will see the Flutter has created separate directories for iOS, Android, lib, and test. Lib is the directory where you will write most of your dot and Flutter code. The inside lib directory, main dot is the file which is the entry point to your app. And git ignore file is very useful if you're using the git as a version control system for your code, which I highly recommend using it. Git ignore files keep a list of the files which you want to ignore. Means git ignore will ignore all the files folder mentioned inside it, so that these files will not be included in your final project structure. So the way Flutter works, whenever you compile your Dart code written inside your lib folder, Flutter will create a version for iOS, Android, and web depending on the Flutter run command. So if you run Flutter run Android, it will compile and run your lib dot code to the Android version. And in the next video, I'll walk you through how to set up and use this environment for web development as well. But for now, your development environment is ready for iOS and Android.